how soon was this before Storm got put away? Was it shortly before or after? I mean,
this was like a good few months before he got put away.
So I don't want to talk about what Storm's done, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't need to go into detail what he's done, it's not really about him, but what effects did that have on you?
That was crazy. That was crazy
saga.
because, you know what, I'm not even chatting to the guy because of what's all happened.
Yeah, of course.
Me and him ain't chatting, no, whatever, yeah? Basically, he's got a girlfriend at the time, yeah? And believe it or not, this girl that he's got, like, I first introduced him to this girl. Do you know what I mean? So, she was always feel kind of drawn to me, to chat to me and stuff like that. So when she's told me certain things, I was like, what?
Yeah, of course.
She's like, no, but I don't believe, whatever. So I'm like, do you know what? I'm as far away from that guy as possible. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, don't try and drag me down any, like, I don't care. Whatever's going on with him now is going on with him. That's between you and him. That was my stance on it, because she snakes me also, because she's the one who's doing the funding for the label, everything for the label, that sneaky label. It was her doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so, but I was talking to her all around the time because I didn't know that. And not until he went jail, she revealed. Do you get me? Oh, it was me behind the label, it was me, and she's getting all, like, they was getting people to kind of hate on me, and, you know, there's certain people and stuff like that. So it was like, people would think, oh, I was paranoid, it was all in my mind. It wasn't all in my mind. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it kind of like, and you know, for people to try and draw me back into that situation and drag me down with it, it was crazy, but it was like, do you know what, this is what everybody wanted anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people wanted anyway. Do you know what I mean? To drag your name through the dirt for some rubbish, do you know what I mean? Or some crap, you know? If it wasn't things from your past life, or, you know, things that you say and do on the scene, you know, and then it's, you know, something that somebody else has done. You know what I mean? Like, and they try and, like, yeah, drag you down with that sort of, yeah, them sort of, I don't even know. Like, I don't.
But how did it affect you though? Like, as in, obviously knowing that you'd been a business partner, did you feel a weight on your shoulders when all this shit came out, and then probably people not guilty by association, but if you're in the same room as someone, well, why didn't you say nothing? Blah, blah, all that shit, you know. People start throwing accusations at you, saying, "How did you not see it?"
Yeah, but do you know what it is? For one, all of these things, what was said, they happen at times where it was him and a person which is the evidence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no one else was what I'm trying to get at. No one else was there.
Of course.
Do you know? So it's not. So I don't need to speak up for that.
Yeah.
No one else was there, innit? It's only him and whoever else was there. Do you know? So that's why I had to say to myself, do you know, like, how can people tar somebody with that brush? If it's like, all right then, you know, you're hanging around with a thief, yeah? Do you know what I mean? And this guy, so then something goes missing from your house, and that person was in your house, then you can say, do you know what, I suspect you might be a thief too. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you're not in the same house,
same
as I say, in the same accusations, how's it going for you? You know, you've never had any kind of mad accusations about you throughout your life. Do you know what I mean? So why would anybody want to? People should more look at you and say, "Rah, man, either you're a bad judge of character, or feel sorry for you in a way where to say, oh man, how did that happen to you? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it. You know, that's the only things that people should be saying to you. Or, do you know what I mean? We live in a cold world where people are fickle and people like to make people the butt of jokes, and they like to, do you know what I mean? Say, you know, like, he's done this, or he must have been doing this too, and do you know what I mean? Like,
But what about though? Like, let's stop saying like, oh, people, they wanted this, they wanted that. People would have said it. But how did you feel though? Like, did you feel like you needed to take a step back for a bit, or did you just carry on as normal?
No,
what effect did it have on you personally?
No, obviously, listen.
Because obviously you and Radford must have had calls thinking, fucking hell, like, we've got our tunes out with each other, or EPs and.
Yeah, of course. And do you know what? I didn't allow it to affect me, but it did affect me. It affected me in a massive way, man. We got a signing with we got signed a tune to Defected and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll touch upon that. Yeah,
I'd met Simon Dunmore personally and stuff like that. So, like, we had like a contract with them. Do you know what I mean? Like we had like a massive contract. Like it was like pages, and there was things that we was meant to be doing.
Oh shit.
Do you know, like it was saying basically, like there was basically like in the contract it's basically saying, right, you're liable to do a radio show here, you're able to do an interview there. Not saying specific price, but it's telling you when we're calling you for these things, you've got to do them. This is all in that contract that you're signing. So when all of these things are coming across, you have to do them. Otherwise, you're breaching your contract basically.
But they were big moves, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. So it was just letting you know step by step what you have to do. Do you know what I mean? So
was this all quite close in timing and the Defected release and obviously what happened with him?
Yeah. It was all all pretty close, man. All pretty close around the times. You know what I mean?
Because I did want to talk about the Defected, and I did. One of my questions was, did you think you make the most of it? But then now you're saying this, you probably had your hands tied.
How? I had my hands tied.
Yeah, I didn't know this side of it.
It's like somebody else is now. Do you know what I mean? Like I chose the path of the righteous, yeah? So I went and told and said, my man's in jail. Because what else am I gonna do, bro?
And what was that for?
Like, I had a meeting there.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? I had a meeting there. I had to finish off the tune. I had to sit in the office, in Dunmore's office, finishing off the tune. Do you know what I mean? Putting a different bass line in it. Do you know? It's me and Danielle, we were sitting there. Maybe I've told this story before. But, like, I've had to now say, my man's in prison.
And did you have to say what charges?
No. I had to say my man's in prison. That's it.
To keep it like that.
They probably done their own shit. You signed the contract. Remember your name's on the contract.
Name and address,
So it's like they probably done their own investigations or whatever. Remember they're high up people.
Of course.
I don't say what links that they got lawyers. They got links with police. They got links with all sorts of shit. You got. That's what I'm saying. That's their job to do that. So when no contact came after that, I knew.
Oh, was that it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Done. Contact was finished. Minimal.
So what, the tune got released?
Tune still got released.
Because you signed the contract?
Yeah, tune still got released. It still got released.
So then was there like not really a promo campaign for it?
No promo campaign for it, nothing. What you, come on, man.
I mean, on their behalf, they have to do that.
Come on, bro.
They had to.
Like, listen, nothing.
And how do you feel about that? Like, that would have changed.
Disheartened because...
Not change everything because you was in a good place, it
would have changed it because you know what Simon said, yeah? He said, we're going to have a very long and fruitful relationship or we're going to have a very short one.
And that's before this.
You guys, he stood in front of both of us. He stood in front of both of us. We were standing in front of him looking at him like that, school teacher.
Because they are loyal to their artists, aren't they?
And you know what it was? Like, we got to meet him personally and chat with him personally.
Build a rapport and that.
Do you know what I mean? Built like a little rapport. Do you know what I mean? So to have that, do you know what I mean? Because, you know, like we could have been making like we got direct contact now, right? He might have wanted to see what we've been doing lately or whatever because you've spoken to two guys. You're not just going to forget them like, oh yeah, because you don't just meet, like people sign tunes and you don't go and meet and meet the big head honcho, the boss.
True, very true.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, it was like another stray bullet from like another one.
Yeah, so that was...
It's just like, there's just so many like, do you know what I mean? It's like there's been people trying to take me down all my career.
But that one's mad though, because when I think of Storm and I think all that shit happened and I think what it done for you, you don't deep. You just think you might get tarnished with the same brush or people might just not look at you the same, but you don't think your actual whole career was about to go in a whole different direction and that was taken away from you.
We had the tools, but you know what, it wouldn't happen. Yeah, but it wouldn't happen without him.
Yeah, of course, I hear it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear it, yeah, true.
It wouldn't happen without him.
True.
So we always got to remember that, you know? So it wasn't destined to be.
So how do you look back at that time now then? Or when you have thought about it, how do you look back? You just think, all right, cool, it was an experience, we managed to get through the door, or do you think, what if?
Yeah, it happened.
Is it half full or half empty?
Half empty, because obviously you always got to think about what if. So yeah, you always got to think about what if, man. And man, it was just something that was just destined not to happen, because you know why? Do you know why? And the way I look at it now is that in the future, imagine we did make it and we was these hot superstars.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like in this thing now. He would have done something way more bigger than, like, do you know what I mean? Or you can't get something big like that.
It's in, man. It's in, man. Yeah, of course.
He would have done something with, like, and you know, it would have probably affected in a way more different way. Remember, we're underground at the time and stuff like that. Of course, so you know what I mean? Like these things that. Right. Yeah, so he would have done something in a massive, bigger capacity.
So, in terms of bounce back from that, did you feel like you took a step back for a bit, or did you just carry on as normal, in your career?
People stopped booking me, man. Let's have it right. People stopped booking me, like, and that's just like crazy in itself. And I know that
as a promoter, do you understand or not? If you put your promoter cap on.
Well, I'm putting my promoter cap on. I'm not going to blame somebody else for what somebody's done in it. Like, I would never look at it like just because you made tunes with a person and you sat down with a person and you made tunes with them, that you know you participated or you allowed anything to go on. Do you know what I mean? Like you enabled something. You didn't enable anything. You don't even know what was going on. You didn't even know. You're none the wiser when you first hear about these sorts of stuff. Yours is exactly the same as everybody else. You're like, fucking hell, I knew he was dodgy, but not like that.
Yeah, it's different levels. But then, but I think brand, they have to protect themselves, innit?
Yeah, of course.
In a way.
Of course. But, like, wait a minute. So I feel to myself, like, how am I, like, looking at somebody else and saying, do you know what I mean? Like my booking's a lot slowed down. I don't know if Radford's booking slowed down. I wouldn't have thought so. Do you know what I mean? And do you know, like, there was other people that was associated with him. You know what I mean? Other people that made tunes with him and stuff like that. So how comes all of these guys didn't get affected by that? How comes it's just me?
No, of course. I've made this joke with someone before, but it's not really a joke. Do you think it's acceptable for Storm's tunes to be played in raves? I made the joke before, but I think I was coming on after Lance or something, or before Lance, and I said, "Is it alright to?" Do you think it's okay to play his tunes, or is that low frequency?
The brethren's the brother's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
I swear.
He's dead.
What? Pot killed himself?
No, he's dead.
When would that happen?
I can't remember, man.
I keep asking you for years.
Yeah, years, like
can't ask
a few years ago though.
Shit. That's mad.
Gross negligence in the jail.
I swear.
Yeah, gross negligence in the jail, man. Something happened. It's a story about it in the paper. So yeah, that's something for you to have a little look at later on. You know what I mean?
Part 2 now.
But yeah, there was gross negligence or something like that, and he's dead, man.
How did you feel when you found out?
What's that?
That he's been killed. You must have felt.
He's been killed. No, he's just died.
So he died.
Alright. Yeah, alright. I wouldn't say. I just say that he's passed away.
When he passed away, how did that make you feel? You must have had some serious mixed emotions.
Mixed emotions, man. Because
obviously, regardless of what someone's done or been through, if you've built up a relationship with someone, you've had good times with someone.
Yeah, but remember, I wasn't chatting to him at the time of all of that, him going to prison and stuff like that.
So
I wasn't chatting to him, so we'd already kind of parted ways, kind of thing. So when all these through his jail and stuff like that, I hadn't spoken to him or nothing like that. I didn't, you know, when he was in there and stuff like that. I was just hearing stuff what his ex-girlfriend was saying and stuff like that, and because she was still in contact with him. So I was hearing stuff little through, but she wasn't saying certain stuff to me because she didn't want me to know certain things. You're still kind of like hiding, and the way kind of like, so I wasn't really talking. So you know, when you've disconnected with somebody, it's like you don't kind of know how to feel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You kind of don't know how to feel. Do you know, like, you know, I just felt like, what a waste.
Yeah.
Do you know, what a waste, man. And you done it to yourself, really. Like, I can't sit here and feel remorse for you because you're now dead. because I've got to realise what I've got to recognise what you've put me through now, and I can't sit there thinking, you know, like being proper saddened by your death, because you kind of done it to yourself. You did do it to yourself. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, I felt sorry. I did feel sorry because I've got a heart. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're human.
But yeah, man, like, you know, like as people say, you know, you could do anything out here, yeah, but you might not deserve to die, innit? And that's what I put it down to, innit? Like, you know, as much as he done whatever he done, he doesn't deserve to be dead. You know, so I did feel sad about that.
Of course.
You know, like he was dead, and like, you know, like, and it was via like gross negligence and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, like he had a sentence to ride. You know, life, do 12 years to be exact. So, you know, some people, you know, you get them sentences and you come out, you maybe have a second chance and at life and try and, you know, make it again and know where you went wrong on it and see where your mistakes was made.
Yeah, man.
You know, so yeah.
I've still got a couple music questions, but I just feel like this leads better into this part now. I just feel like, have you ever done therapy for these sort of things?